Welcome to 3D walkthrough of Blood Bank of Hospital Chancellor Tuanku Muazzez, University Kebangsaan Malaysia. The lab function as critical unit within the hospital overseeing blood collection, testing, storage and distribution, ensuring timely and life-saving transfusion supported by surgery, trauma, cancer treatment and more. The lab is designed by section and rooms to optimize efficiency, safety and comfort in one of the hospital's most vital facilities. Let me take you through each section of the floor plan detailing its function and importance of its overall workflow. We begin with the exterior of the blood bank. The building is strategically located for accessibility with a designated drop-off zone and nearby parking to ensure smooth logistics for donors and medical personnel alike. This to ensure blood is transported safely and fast to prevent complications like blood clotting. Next, we move to the blood bag receiving counter. This is the initial checkpoint for all incoming blood products. Staff will receive and inspect the blood bags. If the receiving criteria meet, then the sample data is recorded in IB/IS system. The receiving process of the blood bank included checking for the patient name and ID to match with the request form. The blood component received are correct and proper transportation criteria, and others with the accepting criteria are the blood are not hemolyzed, clot, or leak from the bag. The opposite of the counter, you can see agitator machines to keep the blood in ambient temperature, which is 22 degrees Celsius, and prevent the blood from coagulating due to presence of platelet in the bag. The design includes multiple workstations, ample desk shape, and accessible storage for record keeping and equipment. The cabinet above the counter area also store the important files of cases and blood request forms from other departments such as emergency department, pediatric department, obgyn department, and others for hard copy records. So this is the laboratory room of lab, which is the heart of blood bank analytic processes. To the right, we can see the GXM section for cross-matching, ensuring compatibility between donor and recipient. Adjacent to it is the serology section where infectious disease screening and antibody testing are performed. We will discuss more in detail on all of the tests run in the blood bank and unit in ACTM later in the lab testing part. Nearby is a centrifuge station which allows the separation of blood components such as red cells, plasma, and platelet is needed to run the test. Now, at the back of the room, you'll find a reagent refrigerator, which keeps the reagent at optimal temperature. This is crucial since most of the reagent used are usually expensive and important for the test run. There are also blood freezers, which are used to store rare or long-term blood components. The blood store is separated and arranged based on the blood type. Next, we look into the irradiation room, a crucial facility where blood products are irradiated. Here, peg cells are exposed to the gamma radiation to suppress the activation of WBC, which is good for pediatric and the patient that need to prevent transfusion-associated graft versus host disease. The expiry date for this type of blood is usually up to 14 days. Room is isolated from radiation safety equipment with shielding and including a control station for the operator. The layout ensures a secure and streamlined process with minimum exposure risk for the lab workers. On the left side of irradiated room, we can see specialized storage section where various types of blood are stored such as filter-packed cells, which is stored at 2 to 6 degrees Celsius, fresh frozen plasma, FFP, and cryoprecipitate with both stored at temperature below negative 25 degrees Celsius.
For the left side of the lab, there is a meeting room that is usually used to hold any meeting with rows of cabinets used to store the standard protocol files and other important laboratory test procedures that are accessible to all laboratory workers. These files are important to ensure workers are able to follow the standard protocol and correct test technique, thus maintaining the competency of workers. The room is also equipped with a long conference table in the middle, a projector screen, computer, and ample seating. Near the meeting room, we can see there is a storage room and toilets. The storage room is used to keep all the previous year's request forms files and other important files safely and organized. The toilets are located at the end of the left side of the lab, which is to ensure proper air circulation is able to occur in order to keep the toilet in decent and fresh condition. Each toilet has multiple stalls, sinks, and
Next,
proper
I will
hygiene
be
facilities.
explaining the services and tests that are
Besides
provided
the
in our
toilet
lab.
and storage
Our
room,
lab
there are OT
comprises
rooms
counter
located with both
administration
rooms
management,
arranged in
routine
side-by-side
test
arrangement.
services,
This
and
room serves as
serology
a
test
resting room for the
services.
laboratory workers
Inside
that are
counter
assigned to be on
administration
shift or on
management
call
will be
and
covering
work
all of the
overtime.
pre and post analytical processes. They include sample receive or rejection, request for GSH to GXM
Located at the
conversion,
bottom left
sample
corner, this office space
centrifugation,
is
and
reserved for
blood
consulting
product
doctors and lab
distribution.
specialists.
Next,
It
there are
includes
two
desks for
routine
documentation.
services we
This
provide,
room is
which
essential
are
for
group
case
screen and
discussions,
hold,
patient
which is known
management, and
as
result
GSH,
validation
and
between a
also
certified
group
medical officer.
cross-match, which are known
Throughout
as
the floor plan, you'll
GXM.
notice key emergency
Last but
features
not
such
the
as
least,
fire
we also
extinguishers
offer
that are placed
serology
near the sample
services
reception,
such as
doctor's
home
room, and
tests,
central
which
lab.
include both
Emergency
direct
exits
and
are
local
marked
tests.
and
The major
green
lab
for
tests that we
evacuation,
provide in
and
our lab
presents of
will
first
be
aid
either
kits
the
are
categorized
available
into
near the
business
changing
tests,
rooms and eye
RHD,
wash,
and
and
non-IB.
biohazard disposals
Dietary
areas where
tests
properly
also
located
include
and
provide
organized.
ABO and
All the
RH
safety
blood
aspects and
typing.
evacuation
This is
plan
used
will
to
be discussed in
identify the
detail
ABO
later.
blood group and also the rhesus factor. Next up, we have group screen and hold, which is known as GSH. In GSH, we also perform ABO and RH typing, in which the result will be retained for 2 days. Next up, we have group and cross-matching GXM, in which we cross-match the patient's serum and also the donor's red cell for the test of compatibility. Next, we move to antibody screening and identification. This is used to screen for the unexpected antibody and identify the antibody attached to red blood cell using direct Coombs test or antibody attached to the patient's serum using indirect Coombs test. In terms of advanced tests, we do provide red cell phenotyping. This is used to detect the specific antigen on patient red cell to observe presence of uncommon phenotypes such as Bombay. Other than that, we also provide autoabsorption. Autoabsorption is used to remove and detect adherence of antibody acquired on the serum for further testing. This can be either alloadsorption and also autoadsorption. Last but not the least, we provide elution, in which it is used to remove antibody from red cells and elute the antibody from sensitized red cell surface and then identify these antibodies.
These are the storage equipment needed in the blood bank lab. First is the blood bank refrigerator at 4 degrees Celsius to store RBCs according to blood group, RH status, and expiry date. The product status, which is GSIH, group, screen, and hold for blood reserve but not cross-match, and GXM for fully cross-match and specific patient. Second is plasma freezer at -30 to -80 Celsius to store fresh frozen
Immunohematology
plasma and
equipments that we will
cryoprecipitate.
be using
Expiry
are
date
gel
FFP and Tario
scientific
is 1 year
for blood
from the
grouping
date of
and
collection if
cross-matching,
prepared within
tube
8
centrifuge
hours,
for
and
manual
product
blood
status for
grouping
plasma
and
not labeled
compatibility
GSH or
testing tube
GXM,
method,
and plasma is
automatic
categorized
blood
as
grouping and
available,
antibody
which is ready
screening
for use,
analyzer
issued,
to
which is
automate
reserved, and expired
ABOH
if
typing,
testing pending or
antibody
expired.
screening and
The third one
cross-matching.
is platelet
For testing
incubator and
instruments,
agitator
we
at
will be
32
using
degrees Celsius. Platelet
microscope
are
to
stored
examine
horizontally
blood
on
smear,
trays with constant
pipette and
gentle
micropipette to
agitation
accurate
and
liquid
labeled and
handling,
arranged by
and
date and
water
time of
bath at
collection, blood
37
group, and
degrees for
expiry
warming
date. Next, for
reagent
quality
and
system and
samples.
management, platelets
The
are used for
reagent
assessment
used
of finished
are
or reserved
ABO and
material. ECM as
RHD
ISO
blood grouping
151.1
reagent
EGISM is a
consists of
specific unit of
NTA
platelet
that
and
detects
reserve
P
for
antigen
according to the
RBC,
patient, which is batch
NTP
and
that
was
detects
applied
P
according
antigen,
to platelets or
and
buckets
TAP
of
that
the
detects both
laboratory
A and B
information system
antigen, and NTT that
LIS
detects
for
RHD antigen.
traceability and integration with patient
Next
record,
is
and
anti-globulin
incubator
reagent
to
that
monitor
consists
microbial
of
contamination
anti-human
or
globulin
sterility.
AHG that
Moving
used
on
in
to the safety
indirect Coombs
aspects of
test
the
and direct Coombs
laboratory, there
test
were a few
to
features that were
detect
applied,
IgG
which
or
are fire
complement
exits in
coating
this
on
case, which are
RBC.
three, a
Class
few
B
fire
is
extinguishers,
enhancement
first
media
aid kit in
contains
almost
of
all the rooms, a
LISS,
fire
which is
hose by
low
the main
ionic
entrance, and the waste
transferline
bins.
that
It is
speeds
also
up
noted that in the
antibody
working space
binding
area,
in tube
there were
and
a
gel
few
method.
freezers that were used to store So this expired is or the 2D rejected layout for blood an bags and evacuation plan. reagents. As you can see, the blood bank is separated into three zones, and each of these zones have their own fire exits. For zone A, it consists of bilik mesyuarat, the main corridor, toilets, bilik penyimpanan, bilik OT, and bilik doktor. For zone B, it consists of some of the walkway, bilik irradiated, and counter penyimpanan sample. Zone C
So what is
consists
actually
of
an
the
evacuation
main
plan? An
working
evacuation
space
plan
of
is
the blood
actually
bank.
a plan that is used to manage the flow of people effectively during an evacuation.
Next, we
This is to prevent
continue with the general
overcrowding during
safety rules.
exits during
Firstly, dress
emergencies
code
and to
is
minimize the
important. We
panic.
must wear
As
proper
mentioned earlier,
PPE,
in
including
this blood
goggles,
bank, we
lab
have
coats,
separated
closed-toe
it
shoes,
into
face
three
masks, and
zones.
face shields
And
to
for
avoid
zone A, all the
contamination
personnel must
and
exit
spilling.
towards the left
Hair should be
emergency
tied back
exit
and
near the
loose
meeting
clothing
room.
avoided to
For
prevent
zone B, all the
accidents.
personnel must
Next, chemical
use
and
the direct
reagent safety.
emergency exit
When
door,
working with
and if
chemical and
it's not
reagents,
possible, they
always
can
read the
also
labels
exit via
carefully.
the corridor leading
Antisera
to
and
zone A
reagent
and
must be
follow the
clearly labeled. Handle
escape route
reagents
of
or
the zone A
chemical with
exit
care.
doors.
Store all
For
chemicals
zone
in
C, all
ventilated
the personnel
cabinets
should
and use
exit
the
via
fume
the
hood
bottom right
for
emergency exit
volatile
near the
substances.
freezers
Make sure
and
all containers have the correct hazard symbols.
alternatively use the central lab
Next,
path
zoning and
and
workflow
exit via
safety.
the middle
To
right
prevent
exit near the
contamination,
main
the
computer
lab should
controls.
have
The
a
corridors
directional
also
light flow.
noted or
Batteries
is
and fuel
actually
move in
labeled
one direction
directional to
only.
ensure
This
safe
functional
handling.
zoning
We
means
use
each
on a
area
person
has
in
a
capacity
specific function.
ARC system, in
Workplaces
which
should
there
always
is
be
a
clean and
selector
clutter-free.
officer
Other
that is
critical zones should
responsible
have
for
restricted
assessing,
access,
managing, and
such as
reporting
yellow
any
lights,
kinds of
equipment
accident,
safety.
major
For
or
equipment
minor,
generally
that
all
occur in
machines
the
must
lab
be
area.
functioning
In
properly.
must be
calibration
responsible
and
to
maintain
expired
equipment
products.
regularly,
Protocols
advise
such as
products must be
within
addressed
the
like
access
accessible
area,
on the standard
or
regulation,
calling the first
always
aid
follow
line
standard safety
within
protocols,
and
and
must
provide a
be
generator
administered
of products
immediately
for
after
refrigerators and
disposal.
freezers. Do not
They
use
are
brand number,
also
class by and expiry
must
date.
complete an
Dead blood
incident
products are
how to
disposed by
dispose
food
of
waste
expired
and
items
incineration.
firstly,
Segregate the damaged or
certified
expired
for
waste into
product.
designated waste
And
components
this
or areas
is
to
at
prevent
the
water
PIC
contamination.
actually
Next,
set
clearly
a
label expired
resolution.
agents with
It is
hazardous waste
done
or
monthly
expired
and
agents
among the qualified staff
to
with
communicate the
sufficient
contents
knowledge or
and
lack of
prevent
lab
accidental
safety
use.
protocol
Next,
and
package
emergency
the expired
response.
agents securely to
All the
prevent leak
personnel or
or
staffs
spills
in
during
the
the
blood bank
transportation or
must
disposal.
and
Arrange proper
mandatory to
transportation for waste
report
materials
any
to
kinds of
a licensed
accident,
hazardous
whether
waste
it is
disposal
major or
facility.
minor,
Never
to the
dispose in sinks
PIC
or
of the
regular
man
trash.
and the
Follow
lab.
national
On
regulations
the
such as
bulletin
OSHA,
board or
HEPA,
papan
and WHO
peringatan
guidelines.
of the
Do
blood bank,
documentation to
they
maintain
must
accurate
have
records
an
of
emergency
disposal.
contact numbers such as the police department, the fire department, the hospital, etc. Fire escape plan and evacuation routes, the PIC of the month, and the PIC of the month with the information of their contact phone number, their picture and their names, and the rules and regulation that needs to be followed by the personnel in the laboratory.